Alright everybody, so as y'all can see here, today we're going to be installing this wiper switch on my 2016 Ford F-150. It's a real simple job, real easy to do, and I'm sure more than one of y'all have had the same issue I have with this thing, in that it just breaks over time. I'm doing this on my truck, and I've done it on my brother's truck, which is a little bit older than mine. So it's a real simple job, and we're going to showcase what y'all need for the job today. So you just need your average socket set to get those 3 bolts, as y'all can see there, out of the steering wheel shroud, if you will, to pull apart that section so you can pull out that wiper switch. So you'll take your socket wrench. As you can see, I'm trying to set up the camera here, but as you can see, you'll just take your socket wrench, you'll just take out those 3 bolts. You don't need any kind of deep well socket or anything like that for this job. It's a real easy job, just your average Walmart or Home Depot socket set will do, and you'll just undo those 3 bolts and then pull apart the shroud. Now the shroud is held together with just plastic clips, so you don't want to yank it too hard, you don't want to break anything. I also brought with me a flathead screwdriver, as y'all saw earlier in the video, and that will help you kind of separate the 2 pieces of the shroud. But as y'all can see there, the bolt's not too deep, it's not too long, and it's real easy to get out. Now right about this point in the video, I forgot to show y'all what my issue was. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up the camera and I'm going to show y'all exactly what I'm dealing with. So I got the keys in my hand, you heard that. The windshield wiper is turned off, all the way down, all the way lowest setting off. I turn the key just to turn it on, and boom, windshield wipers. So my windshield wipers are stuck in the lowest setting. As y'all can see, I haven't moved it, I haven't done anything. As y'all can see there, it's stuck in the lowest setting and the windshield wipers are permanently on. So I've had this problem for a couple weeks, and I just ordered the part on eBay earlier in the week, and it showed up, and we're installing it today. Alright, and so we've got those 3 bolts out, and if you have some type of telescoping system in your truck, each truck is different with their version, but if you're able to just pull that lever and move it down a little bit, that's really going to help you out a whole bunch. And then as you can see there, I start taking that flathead screwdriver and I start just working my way gently, as gentle as I can, to kind of separate those 2 pieces of the plastic shroud. And it's not the easiest thing in the world to do, but don't get too worried about it. I mean, it'll ultimately just pop out real easy and real nice. As you can see there, there's the switch at hand, and I zoomed in on the screws holding in the switch, the wiper switch itself, the actual mechanism. They are a star wrench screw. So luckily I had one of those little multi-tools with a bunch of star wrenches on it, and just about the smallest one on that set fit. As y'all can see there, there's my tool. I tried zooming in or putting it close up so y'all can see. I think it was T9 was the size exactly. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but it's real simple, and you just unscrew those 2 screws, and then ultimately the switch will just come right out. Now at this point I thought I saw some extra clips on the switch, but it turns out there aren't any, and you just pull it right out of the steering column. Now as y'all can see there, I don't know what that material is on the actual thing, but it's a lot of white gookity gunk, if you will, and I don't know if something leaked into my steering wheel or that was put on from the manufacturer. I assume it's some kind of lubrication to keep the pins from rusting or corroding or whatever, but I only paid $25 for this replacement, so I'm just gonna pop it in. I'm not gonna worry about going out and getting any kind of special lubricant or anything. It could be something that leaked in at some point, I don't really know. Maybe just humidity. Down here in the south we got water in the air, and that's how things go. But as you can see there, you just pop in the new one, and there you have it. It's real simple. There's nothing really holding it in except those two screws that I showed y'all earlier in the video. Now at this point I try to start the ignition, but with the steering column all torn up, it doesn't really want to start for me. So I kind of fail at that, but that is what it is. So I get back to work on putting everything together essentially at this point. Now one of the most difficult parts about this putting back together, I didn't realize until way further into the actual video, was that when you pop it open, you can see that there are clips holding it together, but what you can't see is there's one in the very back on the left hand side. It's almost like a hook type thing. I couldn't even see what it was. I could only feel it back there. So if you're having trouble putting it back together and the back portion of it that sits actually deep in the dash isn't going back together, try your best to maneuver your hand up from beneath or just down the back to see if you can feel what I'm talking about. It's over there on the left side, and it's like a hook almost clip type thing. But once you get that back portion put together, then you can put the front portion together closer to the steering wheel, and you should be good to go. And as y'all can see here, I'm just simply bolting back up the steering wheel so that everything can be all nice and tidy. Alright, so since we have those 3 bolts put back in, I noticed that there was a little ring around the ignition switch that actually popped out. It just pops right back in. It's real simple. So if that happens to you, be sure to look on the floor to see if that's missing. I thought it looked a little odd and a little cheap, but once you put that sort of grommet back on there, you should be good to go. So now we're going to test it out. Moment of truth. The steering wheel is all locked up, so I got to put my foot on the brake, so it's a little jank of a video, but whatever. And we turn it on, and no windshield wipers. And there y'all see. There is no issue with the windshield wiper. It's not moving. It's in the lowest setting. All that good stuff. We are good to go. Now how long this will last, I don't really know, but you can find this switch on eBay for 25 bucks. And for 25 bucks, you're really not going to miss out on too much. But thanks y'all for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.